One of the things that a good friend of mine, Stephen Menner, was saying with his wife is that when they were doing boxing, more of a boxing style with their aerobic workouts, they loved it. The amount of work that it gave their whole bodies, but it was very simple, very straightforward. These kinds of movements allow for a fast, simple, straightforward amount of exercise that's done in no time. So it really is something good. The bag focuses you. The bag focuses you. But you can stick something up on the wall. You can just buy one of those little poles that has the little ball at the top, and just let that focus you. That's the thing that you work on. The difference with a bag is that once you step past the first step, then you can actually start to punch the bag. And that's when you start to get the resistance back on your body once you actually punch into something. And that will allow you to progress in muscularity. And of course, for ladies, that's not really important, obviously. All of our beautiful ladies want to have a beautiful, toned, healthy-looking physique. That's great. For a man, naturally, the thought of becoming more muscular is a natural thing for us as well. And we don't take it to extremes. That's what's happened now, is a lot of what we do is actually going to an extreme because we're marketed to do that. We're marketed to train like athletes. And I cover so many things in the podcast, which is an hour long. It's a fantastic listen, beautiful, beautiful product that can truly help to guide you week by week. You come back here with us on YouTube or wherever you're seeing this and get onto our live streams as well. Then you can actually get on and ask me, and also the people I bring on, questions about your path, your kids. How do I get my kids more into fitness and health? How do I get them just doing what I ask them to do? So listen, let's have a look at this. Now, when you first come and you want to work on a bag, the first thing you do is you don't actually hit it, okay? You don't actually hit it, you just touch it. The priority is the movement. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, right now you can hear me hitting the bag, but all I'm doing is I'm flicking it with my knuckles. That's all. And that's all you need to do. Now, of course, you can see I'm not wearing gloves, but I've been boxing for a little while now without gloves, so I've done enough hardening and bleeding to not feel it anymore. Now, for you guys, obviously the ladies especially, pop your little gloves on and just touch the bag, but make sure you're not concentrating so much on hitting the bag, because you don't want to do that when you first begin. In actual fact, you can injure yourself very easily through the wrists, even if you're a man, by hitting it or hitting it hard when you first start. That's really not necessary at all. To get the work, you just concentrate on turning your hip and your shoulder in a conjunctive way each time. That's all it is. And it doesn't matter if you have, like, you look at me, I look a little bit, like I know what I'm doing. But believe me, go and do this just in your garage like I do. We don't all have to go and look at ourselves in the mirror all day at a gym, okay? Getting fit is quick, it's easy, and it's over with. You feel strong. We don't live in a world where we're farming fields anymore, although, gee, it'd be nice to get back to that. So we need to find a way to actually become fit that's very quick and easy, and something that doesn't tax the dollars. Guys, get away from feeling like you have to have every gadget, you have to have the right neon singlet, you have to have the right perfect $300 sneakers, etc., etc. Get onto my podcast, you'll see that we were railroaded into being constant consumers. It's not particularly our fault. You see certain things talking about it, but in actual fact, it's not our fault. Just like the things that we're seeing right now in the American government, where a lot of very, very bad, bordering on evil deeds are being done by particular people in politics, and they're being uncovered step by step. Every step now, more and more of these political figures are being sifted up, and we can see where they orchestrated their propaganda and they're events to make us, the people, think in a certain way. Now, in exactly the same vein, and you must go and listen to my episode 7 of The Balance in Fitness. I have a look at a man that was he was one of the 100 top people in Life magazine voted most influential. He was one of the 100 most influential people, and he did nothing but make all of the big companies around the world, the processing food companies, you name it, any kind of company, whether they were pumping something good or really bad, he took them down a path of realization that trickery and propaganda in their marketing works. It works. It works on us, the people. How bloody disgraceful was that? And so they went about orchestrating it again and again and again, and that's been done now for over 200 years. Think about that, 200 years. So we know that we're in a bad place, but we can make our way around all of these problems. Here we're just talking about fitness. But when you go back to the Balance in Fitness podcast, that's when I break down the landmines that are in our society. And you will be amazed, absolutely amazed. And of course, in each podcast, we talk about just the simple steps of getting around those landmines and really bringing our children into a state of health, because they're the ones that were targeted most by this propaganda style marketing and advertising. So anyway, when you're working on the bag, all you're doing is utilizing speed. That's all. Don't actually hit through the bag. You're just utilizing speed. With the speed of your movement, you're able to work all of these muscles quite hard, especially if you're only just starting. Especially if you're thinking, God, what do? I don't want to go into a gym. I don't feel good about the way I look. I know that I'm holding too much weight. Well, just start here. It's very, very simple. And it's something that as long as you can feel yourself getting a bit puffy. I mean, I'm getting a bit puffy. So, as long as you can feel yourself getting a bit puffy and you can feel your body moving side to side with this shoulder gait, you know you're doing the work. That's all it takes. From front plane to back plane, all the way down through your hip girdles into your thighs. So the next step from there is you want to start actually hitting the bag. If you want to start hitting the bag, you start softly, okay? Remember, it's more about speed than it is strength that you're hitting the bag. All right, so I'll give you an example of that.